I love the essence of everything real estate and going on to. I'm like, I'm very interested in that. Lo and behold, I think I'm on Facebook one day. I see this guy, Dan O'Neill. Like, I think we had a mutual friend. When I see this guy just won top 20 under 40. What the is top 20 under 40? Who the hell is Dan O'Neill? So I start doing my research in my college house, and I'm like, and then I remember I watched a podcast with you two it was like Dan's first podcast ever, probably when he was like 2-3 years in, probably where I am now. So it was just weird. I'm like, wow, I'm hooked. I called my dad, right, and I'm like, I had no money. I was flat broke, college kid, right, living off tap water and ramen noodles. So I'm like, I know I just went to college for 4 years, but I think the day after graduation, I'm going to go to real estate school. It's crazy. Everyone thought I was insane.
Yeah, kid. Welcome everybody back to another episode of Smells Like Cappy with Handsome. I'm your host, Charles Weinraub, a.k.a. the Handsome Homebuyer, formerly Captain Permit, no longer, but still loving and supporting Captain Permit, 516-513-8838. You have a house that smells like Cappy, dated from the 1960s?
You want to buy it.
6 inches of mold on the wall.
Buy it.
6 inches of mold on the wall.
Human waste floating past the basement steps. I'm quick. I'm easy. Greg is a...
I thought you said you didn't want to buy it.
No, Greg is a good time. I would say Greg is you would definitely say I'm a good time because you are a good fucking time.
Julio Maravilloso.
We're all over the place today.
Boom.
I want to buy it. 516-777 sold. This podcast and every other podcast is sponsored by another than...
Captain Permit. Cardinal Financial.
Bro, we're going to shit on this podcast today. Cardinal Financial, specifically Sal Rizzolo of Cardinal Financial. We love him. You need him. I need him. We all need him.
We do need Cardinal. Cardinal's huge for me, my business, everyone's business. I work with Greg, Sal, Frank, the whole gang. Awesome people.
Awesome people.
Yeah.
You know who's awesome?
Who?
You're awesome.
You're awesome.
That's why you're
right
here.
Back at you.
Because we're on the top 20 under 40 train, right?
Boom, yeah.
You're on that train. Mm-hmm. You're on the head of that train. You're the youngest one on the train.
Thank you, yes. Choo, choo.
Very impressive, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So everybody who doesn't know you, you're Justin Soriano.
Yes.
Top 20 under 40 in 2022. The king of all things charity. That's what I'm dubbing you. The first member of the O'Neill team. The illustrious
the
going fucking national O'Neill team.
Yeah.
Rookie of the year for the O'Neill team.
Yes, sir.
Been in the business only 3 years. And the youngest top 20 under 40 winner at 24 years old.
Yes, sir.
We think we know, but we know. Definitely.
I think so.
Very impressive, bro.
Thank you, bro.
So I'll lead it off like I always do, which is I want you to know how special you are in the sense that this was, from my perspective, the most talented group of top 20 under 40 winners as a whole.
Great people. Everyone, all the 20, like, we all, like, see each other all the time. Actually, with them last night at the YPN event, it's just so nice to see everyone, and, like, it's so special to really have that connection with them. Like, you ever hear double XL, the freshman class? That's like us. That's the way I feel.
I mean, bro, everybody that comes in here is just like a fucking Navy SEAL of real estate. Like, just like laser focused on their shit, like educated, just, they are just savages.
Right.
Like, I'm going to buy and sell the shit out of everything. Methodical, and everyone has their own, like, super secret power.
Right.
And I'm looking forward to knowing what yours is. So, 38,000 realtors on Long Island. 20,000 of them, I'm guessing, are under 40.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be you. I mean, I want to be you if I get the hair. So how'd you fucking do it, dude?
So I guess it all really does come back to the top 20 under 40. That's really where the start was for me. I was 2019. I was at UAlbany. I was
They still have the post and bogeys up there?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they do. Yeah, that's where I went to school. So it was great.
Still have Quail Street Market?
Yes, they have Quail Street Market. I live right up the corner of Quail Street Market.
Yeah, dude.
It was great. It was a great 4 years, but then it came so quick. And then it's boom. Here's the real world. What are you gonna do? From the get-go, I never really wanted to do the typical 9-to-5. I knew I didn't. And then even besides that, getting into real estate, me and all my best friends, right? All my friends, most of them stayed home working in unions. So when I would come home on the weekends and do stuff like that, we would do side jobs. We'd go do excavating, pool fill-in, stuff like that. So yeah, my friend had a company called Rudolph Development Group, and we would just go and do it. But that's where I started. I'm like, wow, this is so cool. Like, I have potential to be A, creative, 2, start a business, 3, I'm working with all my buddies, it was just a side thing, but I'm like, hey, maybe I can make something out of it. I did it. It was great, but at the end of the day, I knew that wasn't for me per se, working in the field, But construction, yes, that wasn't for me. But I love the essence of everything real estate and going on to. I'm like, I'm very interested in that. lo and behold, I think I'm on Facebook one day. I see this guy, Dan O'Neill. Like, I think we had a mutual friend. When I see this guy just won top 20 under 40. What the fuck is top 20 under 40? Who the hell is Dan O'Neill? So I started doing my research in my college house, and I'm like, and then I remember I watched a podcast with you two it was like Dan's first podcast ever, probably when he was like 2-3 years in probably where I am now. So it was just weird. I'm like, wow, I'm hooked. I called my dad, right? And I'm like, I had no money. I was flat broke, college kid, right? Living off tap water and ramen noodles. So I'm like, I know I just went to college for 4 years, but I think the day after graduation, I'm going to go to real estate school. It's crazy. Everyone thought I was insane, but you know what? He actually supported me, and he was like, you know what? If that's what you want to do, go for it. He gave me the $300 for the real estate school. I signed up. No bullshit. I graduated on a Sunday or a Saturday. That next day was the first day of my 2-week course.
Wow.
And I went straight from getting my degree to going to get a real estate license.
You got the bug, man. You got bit. You got bit, and you were like, this is,
I did.
You saw that, you did the research, you felt it, and you're like, this is the rest of my life.
And now, and that was without even knowing if I would get the job with Dan or anything. So I waited I didn't even hit him up or nothing. I'm like, I'm just getting the license. Got the license, and then I'm like, all right. I sent him an email. Lo and behold, he's like, come on to the office. I was like, no fucking way, this is actually working right now. So I go in. He was originally on a different team, but I had come in, and then the first 2 weeks, I wasn't really sure where I was going, what I was going to do, and then lo and behold, Dan wanted to start his own team, so I was the first member of that team. He's been my mentor for the past 3 years. As you know, as much work you guys do together, he's the best. He's taught me literally everything I know, and still to this day, still learning things, and then we started the O'Neill team, and then now started with 4 people, and now we're up to about 26 or so, and probably one of the largest, youngest teams out here.
The growth is fucking crazy, man. I mean, I got to tell you, on a bunch of different levels. I met you at the beginning of that, right?
Yeah, and you were there from the start as well.
So I've seen your personal growth.
Yes.
Bro, amazing.
Thank you.
On every level.
It wouldn't be possible without people like you showing us the way.
I appreciate it, man.
Yes.
I appreciate it. But it's like I can see it just in like your confidence level, how comfortable you are. Like you're just like, and at 24, but dude, 24 is fucking really young. 24, I didn't know what the hell was going on. You are a businessman.
Thank you.
You are a straight up businessman running a great business, selling houses at all price points, multi-million dollars, first time home buyer, everything.
Yeah.
So it's very, very I'm very proud to see you,
Thank you.
and your evolution over the last 3 years.
It's gone by too quick, man. It's crazy.
So fast, man.
So fast.
So
but
fast.
It's been great, the team's been great. It's like some of my best friends, we go everywhere together. We don't care where the house is, if it's all the way in Montauk or all the way in Queens, we're going to it. If it's off the LA, we'll take the trek, but it's worth it. It's such a great energy in a team too, It's weird because a lot of agents, they start off by themselves and then they realize, it's tough. Some people it is for them, others it's tough, It's great to have the people behind you if you need coverage, whatever it is, or just like the friendly rivalry competition. It just motivates you to do so much more, So love it.
Talk about how, that's a good point. So talk about how important a team is, right?
Yes.
Talk about again, you are literally a day one dude. So talk about the evolution of the team over the last 3 years. Talk about how important the team is, what it's really done for you, and where you see it going in the future. So
the start of the team, I think we always just kind of had not a chip on your shoulder being the younger guys, but it is an older dominated business. I was 21 at the time, so I was like, wow, I think we have to work twice or 3 times as hard because everyone looks at us like, oh, we're younger kids, we're new, we don't know what we're doing. No, we want to prove them wrong and do even more than them. And that's exactly the mindset we all had. Everyone was on the same page, and we did that. And then slowly but surely just doing the right thing, giving back during COVID and stuff like that. We slowly built the reputation team in sales too. We worked together on these. Oh, Brianna has a listing. Oh, I got someone for that. And the deals just kept piling up to the point where we won Bethpage's #1 team last year. We got awarded for that. And that's only 3 years. That's it. That's all it took. So just having the support system, the knowledge, even the group chat, whenever we don't know anything, there's always going to be stuff that pops up you don't know. Every day, no matter if I'll be 40 years old, I would still be learning stuff in this business, I feel, and that's how you do it. But everyone's there to answer your question, 11 o'clock at night, 6 in the morning, oh, you need paperwork, you need help with this, that. It's just huge. I think a lot of agents don't realize how powerful it really is because they see it as, oh, I don't need anyone above me, blah, 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 I can do it by myself. But it is very nice to have the help, the support, and just the family atmosphere that it really is.
I love that, man.
Yeah.
I do. I mean, very well said. So as far as your mix is the kind of people that you're working with, you working with a lot of buyers, a lot of sellers? Is it a kind of balanced mix of both?
So now I think in my 3rd year, I'm finally, so in the beginning it was a lot of buyers, even though my first deal was a listing, it was a FSBO. I pride myself that my first deal was a listing, I don't know why, but I thought it was really cool. That was my first deal. It was a lot of buyers in the beginning, but now I feel like I'm transitioning to doing a lot of the listing, which was my goal at the end. getting the referrals, getting the listing. That's why I put in all the work for the past 3 years to get to a point like this.
Yeah.
Still climbing, but it's nice to have. So I would say this year, more listing focus, but I love working with buyers. Everyone says they hate it. I love it. I'm numb to everything at this point, or the bullshit I put up with, just getting kicked around. Like, I don't care. But I like putting in the work, because I don't think a lot of people want to put in, like, to realize what it takes to get that accepted offer. Even when things are cooling down, it's tough. And if you want that house, I'm going to do backflips to get it for you and do everything it takes.
So talk about that, because I feel like this could be one of like the gem moments. Again, obviously, COVID, very fucking hard to get houses.
Yes.
Because there's none of them. There's a million people trying to buy them. You're Justin Soriano. Your people are like, I want to buy this house. You're like, I am going to do whatever it takes. So what do you do?
Well, I would say one of the first things is just having the right people in place. Obviously, like you said, Cardinal, great people we work with. I work with Greg Coster personally. I think he's a huge asset for me and my business and the whole Cardinal team. I try to have them help with my loans, even if they're not, even if the listing side and we want to verify the assets or whatever it is, they'll verify it. Just having the right people in place, inspectors, attorneys, whatever it is. Let's say they're unsure about a house. Oh, I don't know how much the roof's gonna cost. Oh, I'll get my roof guy here today. He'll give us an estimate. Oh, it's gonna be $3,000. Oh, I'll work that into the price. You feel more comfortable now going forward? Boom, you go forward and get the accepted offer.
No shit, it's like that?
It's like that. That's why I'm saying have the right people in place. Obviously, having to help to have that. So no matter what, no matter the objection, you can come back and be like, hey, let's make this work somehow. Or, oh, can you come up? Well, I'll show you comps. I'll get whatever it takes, really, at the end of the day.
So basically, like, it's problem solving.
Yes.
It's overcoming objections. Like in sales, obviously, real estate sales is different than traditional. Like someone walks in, you want to sell them a microphone type of sales.
Yeah.
Right? But at the end of the day, it's overcoming objections. You have to beat out of them what the issue is, and then figure out a way to overcome that so you can make the deal work. So on the marketing side, because everybody always wants to know, it's like, yo, Justin Soriano's crushing it, doing freaking a ton of deals. 3 years in, how's he getting the deals? How you getting the deals?
Truthfully, a lot of referral people now. In the beginning, Dad too helps out sometimes. Definitely shout out to Lou. Always hooks it up.
Love Big Daddy Lou.
But no, it's been great. The social media was the start of it all. Even when I didn't have listings, you'd be like, oh, it's the O'Neill team's listing. I would help promote it. Open house, like from the start, I would do open houses twice a weekend, every weekend. Cause I remember that's what Dan said he did. So I'm just gonna do the same thing he did. So I would be there every open house I possibly could, and then that's how you start meeting people. That's how you start building a book of business. You have to do it and put it in the legwork.
This is so freaking important. Like the open house thing is so important.
Yes.
Denise Osger's podcast actually dropped today. Her thing, like the biggest thing from her is one of the biggest things from her is that's what she did. Like she immigrated to this country. She did. She does open houses like crazy, dude. She's the best. Yeah. She gets them just to do open houses, just to meet more people.
Yeah.
So like it's so important.
I sold my second house ever at an open house. I was literally just standing there. Someone walked in. I'm represented. Talked to them. Made the connection. Boom. Sold the house. So.
Open house is so important. Basically, you just have to meet people, meet as many people as possible, and figure that out.
The first word I heard when I got into real estate was sphere of influence. I had no idea what that meant until I really looked into it. And I'm like, okay, I need to make sure every single person I know knows that I do real estate. Every single aunt, cousin, uncle, people I don't even know, my mom's cousins, aunts, whatever. Just so when the time does come, boom, they come to me. And I feel like that's what pays off over time that people don't realize now. You got to put in the work now. Even though if you don't see it right now, 4 years from now, I've been watching you on Facebook for the past 3 years. I'm ready to sell.
Dude, planting seeds. Yes,
like, thank you.
I've been doing the same thing, even with this podcast, right? We're up to like, how many have we done? 170? Some shit like that?
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Scott's like
over 180.
Too many. Like, and that's the thing. And now in a market like this, like literally, I'm blessed that my phone rings every day, bro. Yep. Every day I get texts, DMs. Yo, you want this? You want
Even
this?
Stuff you forgot about. Yeah, it comes back.
And there's stuff like and most of the stuff, like 95% of it doesn't work for me, but like 5% does. And just as long as the phone keeps ringing every day, I pick up my deals and it worked. Yeah. So it's the same thing with every business. It's super important, like you said, to constantly be out there talking to people, telling everybody what you do.
Right.
And you are high energy, bro. Like I thought I was high energy. You are fucking high energy. So I want to talk about the charity thing, right? So you are very, very, very passionate about this. In the most genuine way. And I'm so proud of all the stuff you've done. You've raised a ton of money for all kinds of different charities. Yeah. And the events are dope.
That was the goal.
The events are dope. The whole family's involved. Your sisters are out there. It's a very, very, very cool thing. Talk about what got you into, what got you
Yeah.
into charities, and then ultimately like what charities are you representing and what's the goal there?
Yeah, so from the start in real estate, I always loved all the events we go to. Still to this day, it's always a great seeing our fellow realtors and stuff. But what I always thought was A, sphere of influence. I need to expand, let people know what I do. B, I want to give back to a charity or something that's important to me. And B, C, I want to have fun and make it like a really fun time. So when I first started, I wanted to really, and that was another thing. That's what I'm forgetting. I wanted to be all businesses until like going back to what I was saying. Me and my friends, we started that construction company. We were meeting people that were outside other businesses, also young kids doing construction and stuff like that. I'm like, wow, there's other people doing this stuff too. And I also wanted to make it about the younger generation. No
Nice.
offense to anyone older or anything. It's just I want no, because people did in the beginning.
I almost got locked out of the first. I'm like, dude,
No.
I'm over. What was it?
For the first one, this was only for the first one. We made it at 35 and under because I really did want to connect the younger generation. Now it's not like that. Now it's open to
I'm like,
everyone,
bro,
which
when
is
did I become the old guy? Like I'm literally too old to attend
people
something.
took offense, but it was never. Yeah, but no, it was never about that. It was about connecting people who just got out of college.
No, it makes sense.
The people who have no connections altogether, and they think there was a need for that community. So once we started that, and to have multiple businesses around, because it's great going to these events with like my realtor friends and everything, but I can't sell my realtor friends a house. So
That's
another thing of expanding my sphere of influence, which I wanted to do. And I just love hearing about different come ups and everything. I love what I do. I love to hear what other people do and how they started. It's just really cool to see how many different businesses are out there young people are putting together. So we had our first event in Patchogue at Stereo Garden. Charles won about every single prize.
Bro, let me tell you right now, I am a what is that? A Chinese auction savage.
Yeah. So that was the goal. So that's what we did. We set up a huge, basically, party, and then we had a bunch of people. We had great, like the support has been so amazing for this group. We had about 35, 40 gift baskets, like really cool stuff too. And we did a Chinese auction, and then we did it for Smithtown Children's Foundation was our first one. That was a foundation near dear to my heart, helped my family through times too. So that's where I wanted to start with. And then that we raised $5,000 to start with. And then after, a couple months after in September, we did one at Indian Hills Golf Course. We did a wine tasting.
That was dope.
That was great. We raised another $5,000 for them because they hooked us up with the wine and everything. And then our last one was our biggest one yet. We did it for Life's Work. They're an organization who houses people with special needs all across Long Island. Geraldo actually helped start it back in the day.
Nice.
Yeah, so I actually got to meet them at the Life's Work Gala and everything. It was so cool. But we raised $25,000 for them.
Wow, good for you, man.
So that was a big jump, but that's what we wanted to do. We were like, all right, we have the support now because, you got to build it up. So we're like, let's just go hard. And then, like, all the sponsors and the people, like, it's just so awesome to see the dream come true and people support it and love it, honestly. And we're also giving back to everyone on our Instagram and Facebook pages. Like, people pay for this stuff. I never intended to make a penny off this ever, and I never have, and I don't think I ever will. I just want to give back to the charities, do the right thing, and I know the good things will come back to me, whether it's business or otherwise. It's one of the greatest things I've done.
Nice, and obviously they have, man. Good for you. That's
Thanks.
freaking great. So what's the next event? You have the next...
I got.
Can we not talk about it? We can't talk about it?
I'm not going to say anything, but I always have a need to top myself. So the last one was huge. So this one, I got some things in the works. I'm working on it. I probably want to do like a Christmas toy drive one, but the next big, that would be like a in-between. My next big one would probably be 2023.
Nice.
Yeah.
So talk about your branding and marketing a little bit more as far as like, I know a lot of referrals coming through. You have family, you have the sphere of influence.
Yeah.
Are you using social media? Like
Yeah.
what is
social media has been so huge for us. So day one, even before I sold a house or anything. So you guys know Mid-Rise Media, obviously.
Yep, of course.
So I went to high school with Mid-Rise Media. So they saw I was working in real estate, and then Matt hit me up like week 2. I don't even know how fast he saw it. And then he was like, oh, let me know. I didn't have any listings at this time, so I'm like, I'll let you know. And I remember Dan had a listing. I'm like, hey, I have this guy. He wants to do a video for us. So we tried him out. We never looked back from Mid-Rise. They've been a ginormous asset for us, filming everything. And even besides that, just doing social media stuff. Like, we were doing it on our phones, live videos, just posting as much as you can. Like, I know you say it more than anyone, like 5-10 stories a day.
Just blast
you
them
just reviews, everything. I try to. My Instagram is like like some people have. I have like a personal Instagram, but I also have my real estate one. I like to just focus strictly on real estate. I look at that. I almost use it as motivation. I'm like, this is my scorecard right here. Like, I look at it. I'm like, I need to up this. I need to get something else on here so I can look back and be like, wow, look how far I come. So that's huge. Then when anyone looks at that, anyone looks at your business, they're like, wow, this is like your business card. This is like everything you've done. This is amazing. So I like to keep it strictly just real estate stuff so people can come on there and then they see it. And the spot, like I said, now it's finally paying out the past year and a half. People have been coming back to me and be like, oh, like now I'm ready. Can I buy a house? Can you set me up with a lender? I'm ready to sell this. So the referrals are building up from those social media posts.
So obviously you do the charity because you want to give back, you want to raise money.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity for me, because obviously it's expanding your sphere of influence, have you gotten deals as a result of meeting people through that?
Oh, a ton. Yeah, I've met a lot of people. I've gotten a lot of deals through it for sure. I wouldn't have never met. I would never have been connected with Cardinal if it wasn't for the group, you know. So they're a huge asset for me. Plus other people I've met, I've gotten listings out of it. So yeah, I don't want to make people think that's what it's all about. I'm just trying to get business because it is a main thing. I really do want to get back and everything, but it does come. It's all part of it. It's all multiple things.
My thing is this: if you do nice things for people, inevitably nice things happen to you as a byproduct, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Like there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And if you're giving back and you're raising money and you're donating money and you're meeting people in the process,
well, that's what it is.
That are like-minded.
Sphere of influence, and that's all I wanted to do. And that was my idea from day one, was just expand it as much as possible. And we're growing and growing. Over 1,000 followers on Instagram now. And
nice.
Yeah, I'm trying to get more organized with it because then once you do that, I'm like, oh, I'm away from business for like a week, and then like now it's been so nice for the past like couple months to be back to it. But I'm ready to start planning the next one again.
Well, I guess what you do is you get to the point where it becomes like a not-for-profit in itself.
It is. Yeah.
So you open a not-for-profit business. I'm sure Papa Lou is all over that.
Yep.
And then you have people working in the not-for-profit that can help you because it's like, how many things can you really do?
That's what we're working on too as well. We're filing for a not-for-profit.
Shit.
Yeah.
Good for you,
We were
man.
LLC in the beginning, but it takes months, and then now we can you need proof of everything that you're a real charity. So now we have the proof. I can show them that. So it's a whole thing. But we're working on it.
What was the catalyst behind doing the not-for-profit stuff, though? There had to be something. There had to be something that like pushed you to be like, I really.
I've seen other people do it, and I said I just really thought I can do it a little bit better. Honestly, truthfully, I think I've been to when I started real estate, I would see other events, and I'm like, I want to do this. I want to make it my own. And I had a lot of ideas. I'm always thinking up here. And I just wanted to make it my own. I feel like, and that's what we did. Like even having like DJs, like the different games we've had, like it's just so fun. And we started a group, like a couple realtors, and I have like a board with me too. And we come up with different ideas. And I just have fun with it, truthfully. I have a shit ton of fun with it. I love it.
So, but I mean, it does sound like it's very organized.
Yes. Yeah. No, yeah, I don't think that's why I'm saying like the next 120, like I like to plan. I wanted this to be perfect. I'm putting my name out there, my money, my everything. Yeah. This has to be a plan. And everyone, and really has been better and better than the last. So that's the goal, is just to really keep it organized, really put in the time, effort, energy into it. So everyone has the best time that night and you raise the most amount of money.
So I think it's an important point to say that, and I want realtors to understand this, right? So it's very simple. In order to get listings, you need to know a lot of people. The more people that like you and know you, the more business you're going to get. Because when someone needs to buy or sell a house, they're going to say, oh, I know so-and-so, right? The way you go about expanding your network of people is up to you. It's a blank canvas. Whether it's cold calling, door knocking, charities, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. All you need to do is figure out a way in your own way to meet as many people as possible.
Yep, and that was my way, honestly. That wasn't, to answer your question, the catalyst probably was when Dan told me expand your sphere of influence. I'm like, this is how I do it. Because I already had people in my head that, like I said, working with. I'm like, I'm just going to put them all together, get more people, and then they're going to meet them, and then I'll have a big group, and here we are.
So everybody wants to be top 20 under 40. That's under 40.
Yeah, that was my goal from before I even had a license.
What is your advice? That was really the kickoff. That was the catalyst.
That was the catalyst.
Like, I'm going to be the top 20 under 40. I don't even know what the top 20 under 40 is.
Seriously, bro. It sounds like bullshit. That's really how it happened.
So what is your advice to somebody that wants to be in your seat right now?
In my seat right now, I would
young, good-looking, good head of hair, top 20 under 40,
I can't fix
making
all those
money.
Things. But top 20 under 40, definitely do not give up, because I've seen a lot of people, even on the team. I've been on the team since day one, as like you said, and so many people have came and gone. And I think if they put in a little bit more work, or just did that extra step, or really just took every day to put into it, don't look at it. You can't look at it as a side business. Like people look at it as a side and make it a bad rep for us, you know? Like this is an everyday 9 to 5 kind of thing. I remember the first day, I asked Dan, I'm like, what time do I come in? He goes, early. I had no idea. I remember I got the office at like 8 a.m. No one was even there. And it's hard because we're so programmed to be on that schedule, or someone tell you when to show up, whatever. In this business, you have to force yourself to do everything. So if you're not forcing yourself to do it, no one's going to do it for you. So don't give up. put in the work, and then just keep on pushing, because it's going to be tough in the beginning, you know? It's a commission-based business. You'll be working your ass off, spending money, and then you're not making anything back. But if you get over that hump, I promise you, it is going to be so, so worth it. This is one of the best things I ever did. Like, I look at some of my peers now, like, they're still struggling to, like, find jobs, whatever it may be. Like, I'm just so happy I didn't listen to anyone. Did it. People were telling me, you have a college degree, what are you doing, blah, blah, blah. Like, just don't listen to anyone. Keep on pushing, put in the work, and it will come back 10. And just do the right thing. More importantly, especially doing the right thing by clients too. Speaking of referrals and stuff, you do go above and beyond for that one client, they're going to recommend you to 5 more people throughout their life, and you're going to get that business back. So just do the right thing. It can't stress that enough.
How long before you got your first deal done?
I think it was like the first 2 months, I'd say. I think it took me about 2 months. I would actually sit in the back room, and I would cold call every single FSBO on Long Island, and then finally one in West Islip. It was a flip, actually. And this is 2019. Yeah, I remember. It's crazy to think now that a flip in West Islip, brand new house, went for $415 now compared to what prices are now. But that was my first deal 2 months in. I remember Dan came on the appointment with me. We got the listing, and it sold. It was great. So, and then we still do that to that day. FSBOs still. What else? Door knocking still, we all do. Just calling people. But it's nice now, like I said, that finally not sit back, because I don't want to get comfortable either. That's what happens to some people in this business too, where you get the referrals, but you still got to put yourself out there every day.
Good for you, man. So what's the future?
The future? I got some ideas cooking. I do. The future? No, future's great.
Any like, what are your goals? Like, what are your short and long-term goals? Again, you're 24 years old. You have a lot of time. You know, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Next 5 years, I'm actually almost done with my broker course, so I would like to be a broker manager. I think I would be great at that, while still doing real estate too. Nice. I wouldn't want to just stop real estate. I would like to do both. Even now with the team, you know, I've been bringing people underneath me, which is cool with the team too, where Dan allows us to like have our own sub team within it, which I'm doing now, which is great. So I'm bringing on my own people.
Nice.
So like, don't need to go anywhere. Love where I'm at. What else? Property management stuff. I'm starting a property management company.
Yeah.
Focusing on like Airbnbs and stuff. Yeah.
Good for you.
I have calculators and like all those different programs to find the right prices for it. So that's something that's coming soon.
Love it, man. Listen, if anyone's looking to buy, sell, or if anyone's looking to be on a team under one of the best, how do they find you on social media? How do they get in touch with you?
Follow me at Justin Soriano .real estate on Instagram, and then Facebook, just Justin Soriano.
Charles Weinraub, a.k.a. the handsome home buyer. I want to buy it. 516-777 sold. Don't forget about the captain and Cardinal Financial. If you're a realtor, if you're someone who's looking to buy a house, if you're an attorney, if you're anybody, you got to call Sarazola. That's a wrap. Woo! Lunchtime.